These are the Trulap adjustable dumbbells, which feature the most amount of individual weight increments, one of the highest amount of top end weights, one of the most compact dumbbells for the amount of weight that it includes, and are at a price that are cheaper than both Dumbbells and Power Blocks. So should you get them? Well, let's find out. Hey guys, this is Coop from Garage Gym Reviews, and today we're reviewing the Trulaps. This is actually the second review I've done on Trulap, unfortunately, because Trulap reached out and said that they were doing a Gen 2, and they didn't want us to review their Gen 1 after I'd already shot the video, so now I'm doing the Gen 2. I'm not pissed about it or anything like that. But the reason they came out with the Gen 2 was basically they decided there was some things specifically about the ones they initially released that they wanted to make fixes to, and they were minor enough changes that weren't going to increase the price point, that they were just like, we're just going to scrap the Gen 1s and just come out with Gen 2s. And that's what these are. They have improved some of the areas of the Gen 1, but I will say overall, my review for the original one was pretty positive too. But before I get into it, Trulap actually sent these so we could do a review. Also, if you'd like to purchase them, you can check out the link below, like button, where they'll pay a small commission, but won't increase how much you pay. But these are the Trulap adjustable dumbbell 8592s. I also have the 8552s. These are actually two different dumbbells, but this is one of the things I like a lot about these is they're actually expandable from this pack to this pack. And all you have to pay for if you want to expand them is their expansion pack, which comes with a new stand and extra plates, which doesn't cost an egregious amount afterwards. It actually costs about the same as just buying this, which is freaking sick. But as I said in the intro, these are one of the most amount of individual weight increments of any adjustable dumbbell. And here's what I mean by that. There are 26 individual weight increments on these dumbbells that go all the way from 8.5 pounds up to 92 pounds. Why 8.5 and why 92? Well, because they made them, this is one of the most annoying things, and there's an honest review like all these. I would say one of the most annoying things about this is the fact that they weighed them in kilograms and then they transfer that over into pounds. So what that means is there are a ton of weight increments, which is absolutely amazing. In fact, the weight increments go up anywhere from 2, 2.5 to 3 pounds in weight, but it's because they're tracking off of kilograms. So it goes from 8.5 to 12 to 15 to 19 to 22 and so on and so forth. For me, as a bit of an OCD, that's a little bit annoying. For some of you, you may not care, it's just what you're gonna write in your logbook, but be aware, that's one of my biggest call outs. But with that amount of weight increments, you're able to really dial in the amount that you're using. So even if you go to like a really high-end commercial gym, most really only have 5-pound increments for their dumbbells. Some will have 2.5. This gives you an adjustable dumbbell that you can have even tighter than that, 2, 2.5, or 3, depending on what the weight increment is, which I think is really sick. But not only that, it starts lightweight. 8.5, I think is great. 5-pound is the ideal. That's what we see with Dumbbells, which are actually back there, and I'll compare in this video. But a lightweight allows you to do therapy and, you know, just for people that are lighter weight or different smaller isolation movements, but they also go up really heavy up to 92 pounds. So when you compare those to other brands, the only really adjustable dumbbell that I think it can compare to that's in the price range kinda is the new Power Block 100s. But the Power Block 100s, although they go up to 100, are way more expensive and also take up way more space. Whereas these go up to 92, which is 12 pounds higher than Dumbbell, but are in a very compact platform. So for those of you that are like heavy lifters and you're considering like an Iron Master, but want something that's quicker changing, that's really what this is designed for. The way that these change is very similar to Dumbbell. I'll show you on here. So Dumbbell, I think, was one of the earlier ones to popularize this idea. It's since been copied and come out from just about every company, and the reason is because it's just really well done and easy to use. The ways that you change the weight increment is like this. You twist it. So you can go all the way from 8.5, like on this example. If I go down to 8.5, I can go all the way up from 8.5 up to 92. So one of the very nice things about a lot of weight increments is you have a lot that you can go through, but the downside is it takes a little bit longer to go through them, especially because it's such a wide range from 8.5 to 92. I think it's more of a positive. I would rather take a little bit longer to have more weight increments and have more minute increments, but it's something that you have to consider. There are companies out there like Snowed adjustable dumbbells that are really nice adjustable dumbbells, but they adjust in 10-pound increments, which is annoying, and then you have to have these magnetic clips on the side. Personally, I I would rather, and I'd probably recommend it for more people, to just have something like this that you can run through all of them and don't have to have something that you have to attach. One of the things about these that initially looked like a turnoff to me until I got them in was the dimensions. They kind of just look and feel like a bigger dumbbell, but really when I compare the actual dimensions to say Dumbbells, they're pretty similar. They're a little bit bigger diameter head, but like barely. I think it's the silver, it just makes them look bigger. But the other thing is just how much distance there is between the right head and the left head of the dumbbell. I think it's just a little bit too much distance. It provides a little bit imbalance. I will say overall, it is a balanced dumbbell because it's a circular head, very similar to a pro style dumbbell. So, and there's no cage design. For those of you that are used to using a normal fixed dumbbell that you'd use at a commercial gym, this feels very similar. I'll just say it's a little bit bigger, but not quite as big as Power Blocks. So when I compare the dimensions, we're looking at about 17.5 inches long and a little bit over 7.5 inches in diameter, just a little bit bigger than Dumbbell. So if you're really somebody that wants an uber compact dumbbell, there's other options that are out there that are gonna be more compact, but overall, for how much is here, I actually think the dimensions are pretty good. One thing that is pretty cool about these are these plates. These are all the plates. And so these are all the exact same plates. The way they connect is right here. They have this little flange right here that then inserts like that, and then you're able to insert the handle in. That means you're able to upgrade or expand over time if you'd like to. So if you want to start at a lighter weight and expand to this one over time, that's great. The one piece that is an additional weight that allows you to get kind of the 2.5 increment range is this right here. It kind of has this carbon fiber looking edge on it. It's plastic, it's just nylon coated. I'm guessing it's cast iron in there, and then it's plastic coated. The one thing that I think could really break on this that you have to be aware of is both this piece right here. It's just like a plastic knob. I wish they would have I don't know, I wish that was cast iron or something. It would last longer. The other part is this stand. The stand is a new upgraded stand. It sits a little bit higher. This is a similar stand to what we see from other companies. So I don't love the plastic, but it's what most other companies are using, and it's why they can have it cheaper. So that's the other thing that could potentially break. Okay, the other thing I wanna mention is the handle. This handle has some upsides and downsides. The original Trulaps that we reviewed had extremely passive knurling, almost so passive it was like not even there. It uses the same handle, which is an aluminum handle, and it's also very big at 36.5 millimeters, which is a very big handle for a dumbbell. The reason they do that is because the rod inserts there, and so to string the rod to make it bigger, therefore the handle has to be bigger. So positives on the durability side, but the negatives are, if you're doing rows with this big of a handle, it's really gonna tax your grip. I prefer thick grip training. Like I want my grip to be strong, so I don't mind using thicker grips, but just be aware if you're used to thinner grips or have a small hand, this is gonna be pretty big. The other thing though is the original handle was so passive, it was annoying. They almost swung the pendulum to the opposite direction and went too aggressive. This for an adjustable dumbbell, I think it feels pretty good, but there will be some of you out there that are used to using say a Bowflex or just like a normal bigger market adjustable dumbbell that's not just focused on heavy lifters. This may be a little aggressive for you. So someone wanted to call out. And then lastly is the internal gearing system. When these first came out, our first review, they were rattled way more. See what I'm saying? They redid the internal gearing system. I'm pretty sure they're still nylon gears, so there's potential there that they could break. Something like rep quick draws that are using pretty much all cast iron, they're gonna last longer, but these do go up to 92 pounds and are very quick to change. So if you're using them just in a home gym, I don't think you're gonna have to worry about durability too much. And then lastly, on durability, these do have a warranty of 3 years. It's from a company, Trulap, which nobody's ever heard until these came out with. So take that with a grain of salt. How long are they actually gonna be around to service it? I will say it is a longer warranty and a broader warranty than what Dumbbell is using, around 2 years. There are other companies like the new Rep Quick Draws that have a lifetime warranty, which is just ridiculous for an adjustable dumbbell. I think it's pretty cool, but a 3-year warranty, obviously 3 is more than 2. So technically it's better. Good math. All right, and then lastly, we're looking at value. What's the value on these versus all the other competitors that are out there? These are a really good value. $700 all in, free shipping. They're technically on sale right now, but they've always been on sale, like a lot of these brands. So I think $700 is pretty much what we'll be seeing for the foreseeable future. When you compare that to competitors out there, that's cheaper than Dumbbell with a higher weight range, that's cheaper than Power Blocks, with a higher weight range. It's cheaper than Iron Masters with a quicker change handle, but Iron Masters can go all the way up to 165 pounds. So a little bit hard to compare to. They're also heavier than Snoads at a cheaper price. Man, I'm actually really impressed with these. I don't know if I'm impressed enough to recommend them over Dumbbell because Dumbbells are more proven, but one thing I will say is Dumbbells will be more likely to break if you're not careful with them than these. And the reason is Dumbbells have these cutouts on the edges, and that's where they break when you're just using the 5-pound dumbbells. This happens all the time. Somebody sets it on the bench, rolls off, and then it snaps. That will not happen with these. Like, this thing is pretty stout. I would not do the drop test like I did with the rep quick draws. Like, these are not that durable. Snoads are gonna be more durable than these too, but I will say this is gonna be a pretty durable design, and it's at a price point that, man, you can start at a low weight for like $350 and add over time, expandable. I love that. Goes up to 92. The biggest drawback for me, and I think will be for some of you, is the fact that they didn't create these with pounds in mind. They created them with kilograms in mind. And so you're having to deal with 8.5. I'm just gonna read this off because it's really annoying. 12, 15, 19, 22, 25, 29. 29! I never wanna see the number 29. 30, or 35, or 32.5. Maybe I'm just like thick-headed, but man, that would just so frustrate me. Honestly, almost to the point that, man, this is very first world problems, but I just don't know if I could live with that number. Is that a problem? Am I an idiot? Okay. Okay, I'm an idiot. Okay. You let me know if I'm an idiot in the comments. Oh no, everybody just said you're an idiot. But for real, let me know in the comments if that would annoy you. Honestly, I think that's the biggest drawback. If you can get over that, $700 for an 8.5 to 92 pound weight range with like a really well-built dumbbell. It's a little bit wide here, and the aggressive knurling, if those are things that you like, I think this is a really good dumbbell. All right, let me know in the comments what you think about them. Also, how do they compare in your minds to Dumbbells or others? Are these worth getting for you? Is the price low enough when you compare it to others? Let me know. This has been Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. I'll see you next time. Peace.